Okay, hi there, guys. So, one of my YouTube subscribers called John Horan, hope I'm pronouncing that right. He's been asking for me to make a video about how I set up test ads for ShineOn products pretty regularly. So, this one's for you, John. Hope you enjoy it, and anyone else who's out there watching. And this YouTube is actually a sample video from the new course I'm going to be releasing in the next few weeks. I've been working on this course for about the last month. Currently, I'm up to just over 6 hours of pure video content. I would imagine it will be maybe 8 hours by the time the course is complete. So, a lot of content all split up into different sections and lessons. It will cover absolutely everything you need to go from being a complete beginner to making 100k plus out of a product, exactly like I did starting mid 2020 last year. The product in question, it is beginning to slow down now earnings wise, but I have done almost 150k out of it now. And in the course, I'm going to lay out everything, right, including a product reveal, what the product was, how I set up my ads, how I ran the ads, how I made lookalike audiences, how I use the lookalike audiences to scale. I'm not going to hold anything back, and I'll lay down everything anybody needs to know about how to make a lot of money with ShineOn. The course won't even be expensive. It will be less than 100, probably less than $80, and for the amount of content it contains and the length of time it's taken me to make it, I think that's pretty good value. So please look out for that, and please keep watching my channel. I really appreciate all your comments and likes, and hi to all the new subscribers. Okay, enough from me, and on with the video. Okay, after all those ad lessons, I'm going to run you through quickly how I set up a test ad for ShineOn. Now, I will expand this massively when I do the product reveal later on in the course and walk you through how I did the ads for that and how I span the money in and out and made 100k out of a product. Well, it's actually a lot more than 100k now, but that's what you're all here to see, I'm sure. In the meantime, I've just talked about a whole lot of different types of Facebook campaigns, how to set them up, how to configure them, how to duplicate them, how to do all sorts of different stuff. But how would you apply that? You may well be asking yourself, okay, that's all well and good, but how do I apply that to a product for ShineOn? Okay, that's what I'm going to quickly run through here. And first point is to remember that this is my way, okay? This is what has been working for me, but there are many different ways of how to do Facebook ads always. If you hop onto YouTube, you'll find a million videos on how to do Facebook ads. A few of them might be alike to my lessons here. A few of them might be completely different. And then there'll be a load in between. There's a whole different set of ways how you can do Facebook ads. All I'm showing you here in this course is what works for me. I'm not an oracle, all right? I'm not a world leader in how to do Facebook ads. What I'm showing you in this course is what has worked for me. Just to show you here, one of my ad manager accounts, this has got nearly $500,000 US spend in it, okay? And that is from this account. Started March the 21st, 2016. So what is that? Nearly 5 years. You know, I have got some experience. That's all I'm trying to prove here. It's not like I'm some amateur who is just trying to make a course and rinse money out of you. I have got a lot of spend here. There's $500,000 in this ads manager. I have plenty of other ads managers, and I've ran a lot of stores over the years. So that's just to kind of prove to you that I do actually know what I'm doing a little bit. All right, so back to this slide, and always test. That's the number one thing. And I think no matter what YouTube you watch or no matter what course you buy on how to do ads or anything else, you will be told by pretty much everyone that Facebook ads is a matter of testing. You need to test to find out what works for you. For instance, in this ads manager that I've been using for my ShineOn products, I always get much better results when I run ABO campaigns compared to CBO campaigns. I have managed to get a few CBO campaigns to work and to make me money, But a general rule in my ads manager is that ABO campaigns are always the better performers. Other marketers I know, for them it's the opposite. They can't make any money with ABO campaigns, but every time they run CBO campaigns, they work for them really well. You have to realize that as you start to do ads, you need to test. Only by testing will you find what works for you. Researching methods from other marketers will always be helpful to you, whether you do that on YouTube or through blogs, other websites, or whatever. So when I start to test a new ShineOn product, I'll start with a PPE ad, broad targeting, so open, no interests. And the main reason I'll run this PPE ad is to boost engagement on the creative. So as you know from previous lessons, when you first put that ad up, there's no interest on it whatsoever. There's no likes, there's no comments, there's no shares, there's no anything. It's just a plain ad. It's a lot harder to make sales with an empty ad, if you like, right? If there's no engagement on that ad, it'll be a lot less appealing to Facebook users, right? So this PP ad is really good for judging initial interest on the design. And if nothing else, it'll increase all of these things on the ad. So likes, shares, and comments. I'll start with 10 US a day spend for 2 days on that PPE ad. Or if I know the design is a good one, I'll just spend 20 US for 1 day. It doesn't really matter. You're going to spend 20 anyway. It all depends how fast you want the data. But say what I mean by if I know the design is a good one is that quite a few of my products, they all look quite alike, okay? The artwork on them is pretty much the same, but I'd have just changed the text according to who I was aiming the product at, all right? So that's how a lot of successful ShineOn designs and marketers work. They'll find a design that works and they'll just adjust that design a little bit, make new products out of it. So the artwork remains the same, but the text will be different. So if I've got a design that I know works, but with some new text, I'll just quickly spend $20 on the first day, and I know then that I'll have my data. Point here that I've noticed is that on Facebook, for sure, women seem to engage more than men. I don't know why that is, but they'll like more, they'll comment more, they'll share more. That's just how it is. And it's been much easier for me to get a quicker judgment on new ShineOn product designs from women than from men. That's not to say that you'll make more money selling products to women than you will to men. But for me, to get that initial takeoff, if you like, on a product, to quickly jumpstart your engagement on a new design, the type of products I market are mainly aimed at women. I have tried some aimed at men, but for me, I can make sales, but it's harder to get the product started in the first place. That's how it's been for me. It might not be the same for you. That's just what I've seen personally. And I will still aim most of my products at women. After running this PPE ad for a couple of days, if you're spending 10 US a day or 1 day for 20, if takeoff looks good, I will duplicate the PPE ad into an ABO campaign, also with broad targeting, with a purchase objective. And I'll start this conversion campaign running with a budget that I can afford. In my case, usually I'll start at 25 a day. If you don't have that much money or you're a beginner and you kind of want to pull your reins in a bit, you're just trying this all out, not a problem. Start with 10 a day or 20 a day or however much you can afford, all right? You've got a couple of choices at this point. You can kill the PPE ad if you like, or you could keep it running at the budget if you have the money for that, or you could reduce the spend on the PPE ad to $5 a day. It's often a good idea, and I know a lot of marketers who are doing this. They'll see a good takeoff on a product, they'll start a conversions campaign, but they'll keep the PPE campaign running as well, just to keep engagement trickling in all the time onto the ad. So adding more likes, more comments, more shares all the time. You will get likes, comments, and shares from a conversions campaign, But because of the objective on this campaign, the whole objective of a conversions campaign is to get people to buy. So the type of traffic Facebook will send you from conversion campaigns is purely aimed at getting people to buy a product, not as much to get likes, shares, and comments. So it can kind of just help your whole ad if you keep the PPE ad running as well as this new conversions campaign. You can happily turn the PPE ad off, or you can keep it running depending on your budget. I will then run this new conversions campaign for minimum 3 days. So often it can take a little bit longer. You can't really run any ad for 24 hours and then just look at the metrics and say, right, that's a winner or that's not a winner. You can't really get an idea of how an ad will perform until at least 3 days. Often it's a week, maybe even a bit longer than that, but leave that ad alone, okay? Don't mess with the budget, don't touch it. Unless the metrics look super bad, right? Unless they look really awful, then you might have a pony on your hands. You might want to kill that ad off, but you need to spend some money, even if it looks like you're losing money at first. You're not, all right? What you're doing is buying data. And this is all important as you're spending money on ads and Facebook is sending you traffic. It might not be sending you sales straight away, but all the time it's adding data onto your pixel, and that is important. Once that 3-day period is up, I'm going to analyze my metrics and make some decisions. So how are my metrics looking? Are they looking any good? Are people adding the product to cart? Are they initiating checkout? Are they buying the product? And are they making positive comments on my ad? If the metrics look good, I'm going to keep that ad running, okay? If I'm making purchases, if people are buying the product and I've got a low add to cart cost, a low initiate checkout cost, then I'm going to duplicate the ad set and I'm going to double the budget. Say I started with a 25 US a day campaign and the metrics are looking really good. I will then duplicate that ad set and change the budget to $50. So now I could potentially have a PPE ad running, my original ABO campaign at $25 and a second ABO campaign at $50, all running, all spending money on this product and all sending traffic to the one ad. When I hit this point here, things are looking like they're going to work out, or I can at least make a bit of money on this product. I would start to build my custom audiences so I can start to retarget. Custom audiences typically take 2 to 3 days to build, so you could even start them immediately if you're convinced the product will work, but obviously you don't generally know that. So I would just wait, and when I see sales coming in and think, okay, this product could potentially earn a lot of money or even earn a bit of money, I would start to build my custom audiences at this point. After this, if sales remain steady on my ABO campaigns, I would again duplicate one of them, probably the lowest spend one, so say the $25 a day campaign, and I would change this new duplicate into a CBO campaign and I would run that as well. All of these campaigns, if you haven't realized that yet, they're all broad targeting, okay? They're like open, so there's no interests. I don't use interests myself when testing ShineOn products. Other people swear by using interests, and that's totally okay, all right? There's a load of tutorials out there on how to do interest targeting for ShineOn products and other print-on-demand products, all kinds of products. But me personally, I just use broad targeting when I'm testing products and let Facebook algorithm do its work and hunt out the buyers for me. So what have we got now? We could potentially have a PPE ad campaign running. We could have 2 ABO campaigns running, and now we've got a CBO campaign running as well. Keep those running, keep your eye on the metrics, and keep watching what's happening. And after 4 to 5 days, if all is well, start your retargeting campaigns as I discussed in previous lessons. That right there, that's the very basic structure that I would start with to test ShineOn products. It's not that in depth, but I thought after being really in depth for quite a while now on the previous Facebook ads lessons, I'd just make a smaller lesson just to outline very briefly how I personally test ShineOn products myself. Okay, I'll see you in the next lesson.